Hello and welcome back to Beginner's Workshop. Today we're going to be talking about Aldi's tools. I've picked up a number of tools from Aldi over the last couple of years, as you can see behind me. So I'm just going to go through a bit of my collection, tell you a bit about each individual tool, how much I paid for them, whether they were planned buys or just total random Aldi buys, which I seem to come across a lot. I don't know what everyone else is like, but Aldi is one of those shops where you walk in and unexpectedly something's there and you think, you know what, I actually need that. And I kind of think that sometimes Aldi is spying on you. The amount of times I've looked up something online, the next day it's there in Aldi. It's bizarre. So I'm just going to go through the tools individually and we'll see what I've got. Okay, so I'll start with my most recent tool. So this is a wet and dry vac under the brand Ferrex, which is Aldi's own brand. I bought it a couple of days ago. That was a buy where I actually needed this. I needed a bit of an upgrade. This was bought from a shop local to me, which is a small independent shop, and they seem to get a lot of Aldi's overstock in, and they sell them at a reduced price. So I picked this up for £40, which in itself is a bit of a bargain. And the main reason why I purchased this one is because it has the power takeoff here. And those that don't know what that is, it means that you can plug in your corded power tool in direct into this, and when you pull the trigger on it, it means the vacuum will kick in and start the dust extraction. I've used it to vacuum my car over the weekend, and I've had no issues with it whatsoever. It's 30 litres, does wet and dry. You just need to change the filter on it. I haven't tried it on this one, and it's got a little cap at the bottom if you want to empty the tank. It comes with some tools, so it's got like a floor tool, a crevice tool. Now the holders for the tools itself, they're a bit loose, and the tools have been falling out, which is not the best. But for £40, I don't think there's anywhere that sells anything like this in that price point with the power takeoff. I think this is probably one of the best buys I've got for £40, and the capacity, it's a really good buy. Aldi are currently selling something a bit similar, but it doesn't have the power takeoff, and I think it is slightly more than what I paid for this. But keep an eye out for the return of this one. It's really good value for money. Okay, my next tool is the Ferrex impact driver. This was a deliberate buy. I was looking for an impact driver. I never owned one before, so this is the first one that I picked up. It served me very well. It was a brilliant price. I think it come in at about £15-20. Ferrix are the newer badge name of Work Zone, what Aldi used to badge their tools at, but the Ferrex systems now, they come separate. So you get the bare tool, which is what you purchase this at. You buy a battery separate and the charger, and this is what I did. This is all separate. I think this is about £30 for the battery, the charger is about 15, and then you get the bare tool separate. So when there are special buys with the tools, you can just buy the bare tool and save a bit of money rather than having to purchase all of the products together, so the battery and the charger. What I must say about this, I have upgraded since I purchased this. I wasn't sure if I needed an impact driver, but I've used it a lot, and for some things there's just not enough power behind this. It's mainly unscrewing things, or bolts. Sometimes it's not the best at removing bolts, so I have upgraded. I've upgraded to the DeWalt, which when I put that side by side, there's a huge size difference. It is very bulky, this. I know it does have a large battery, but the size difference is quite considerable, so it's hard to get in the short spaces. But for a beginner like myself, it served me absolutely well. I'm going to keep hold of it in case I need a couple of impact drivers. You never know. But that is a great buy if you're looking for a starter impact driver. Okay, so sticking with the cordless range of Ferrex, this one was a total random buy. I went into Aldi one day, no intention of picking this up, and in the middle aisle it was there. I've never thought of buying a reciprocating saw ever, but the price is what drew me to it. It was in a clearance, so it had like a red ticket clearance, and it was £9. So for £9 I thought, I'm having that. I didn't think I would probably ever use it, but surprisingly I've used it a lot. I've cut up my Christmas tree with it. We've taken it to the tip. I've also cut up a divan base while I was taking that to the tip to get it into my car. So it's come in really handy actually. So I'm actually quite pleased I purchased this. And for £9, I couldn't go wrong with it really. So that is a fantastic reciprocating cordless saw. I mean, for a beginner, it's spot on, and you know, for the rough jobs that you use one of these for, it's absolutely ideal. Okay, so next up is a jigsaw, which is the Ferrex brand again, with the cordless battery range. I've used this on multiple jobs. It does lack a bit of cutting. I wouldn't say the power, but I don't think it's designed for thick wood basically. The blade that it comes with is probably not the best, which isn't helping, but it seems accurate. It's quite easy to follow the guide on the front with it. Blade change is nice and easy. It's got a good dust extraction, which seems to service it well. This was about £15 as the bare tool, which was a great pickup. I deliberately actually purchased this when I saw it was on the special buy, so really good. So cordless once again, it's the Fedex Circular Saw. So this is coming in slightly different colour to the other tools. It's more of a turquoise colour where these are blue. I think they've probably used a different supplier to create this. It does still work with the batteries for the Ferrex tools. That's one thing a lot of the Ferrex tools are, the rebadged other brands with the Ferrex on. A lot of them are Shepak. I'm not sure what these are, but it seems pretty obvious that it is probably a different brand as it's a different colour. This one, actually I bought this to replace the Work Zone circular saw. I took that back. Now that's the only tool I've ever actually taken back, and the reason for that is because it was a cordless one, but it came with its own battery, which was 1.5 amp hour battery, and for a circular saw there was no chance it was enough capacity. After 2 or 3 rip cuts, the battery was totally gone, so I did take it back. I didn't think it was I thought there may be an issue with the saw itself, but I think the battery itself, it just wasn't suitable. So, and you couldn't buy larger replacement batteries, so I wasn't happy, so I just took it back. So I bought this as a replacement, and then I can pop in my large Ferrex battery to this, and I've had no issues with this one going forward. This was about £35 as the bare tool, which is another great buy. I ummed and ahed about picking up the DeWalt cordless, which was about 110, but I just couldn't justify the difference in price for how little I've probably used this. I tend to use this like Wix or B&Q when I've got a large sheet of ply or MDF, and I'll just quickly rip it in the car park just so it fits in my car. So it does come in handy for that. This one's one of my favourites. This is the Work Zone Plunge saw, or also known as the Shepak, and this is the model number PL55. So it's available to buy all year round from like Screwfix, the Shepak, but this has been rebadged as Work Zone, which is the prior to the Ferrex branding. This is one of the best tools that I've bought. I bought this deliberately because I had a table saw from a Titan from Screwfix, and it wasn't fit for purpose. These £100 table saws, they scare the life out of me. The fences on them are awful, and I just felt really awkward using it, and the cuts weren't great because the fence wasn't solid. So I picked up the Shepak or Work Zone. I got this from eBay actually because it's like an Aldi tool. They're only available once a year. They weren't selling it at the time, and I thought, you know, this is perfect for starting up. I think I paid about £80, and it comes with the track as well. I have since bought a second track so I can do a full 2.4 metre sheet, ripping that down with this. I've used it a couple of times to make a desk for my stepdaughter, and it's really good, solid, and it's really heavy actually. So for a beginning track saw, the price point what I paid for it, it's miles cheaper than most of them on the market. So So that's a fantastic buy from my point of view. So we have the Work Zone random orbital sander. This is cordless. This one was the first random orbital sander I purchased. It's not fantastic, and it's very the problem is very similar to the circular saw that I took back, is the battery. It's not a huge battery. I think this is 1.5 amp hour battery, and for long sanding processes it dies within, I'd say, about 10 minutes. It's good for little tiny jobs, handy jobs, because it is cordless, but I have had to upgrade this to a corded version. I didn't really see much of a point of a cordless just because it was lacking in power. So I did upgrade to the Ferrex, which is the corded one. So this is the Ferrex brand rather than the Work Zone. And this one is nice and comfortable. It's a bit bigger, but it's got lots of handles, easy to do. I need a large dining room table with this, and it removed the stain that was already on there, no problem whatsoever. So this was, I think, 15 or 20 pounds from inside Aldi, and it served me well, and I'm going to keep this for however long it lasts. So one of the great things with Aldi Tools is the warranty that they come with. Most of them are 3-year guarantee, and when I returned the circular saw, there was no issues. They didn't even question it. They just give me a straight refund. And I think for any company that gives you a 3-year guarantee on the tools, all right, they may not be the greatest performance, they are cheap, but if you keep that receipt and they last you 3 years, happy days. If they don't, you're just going to get your money back. They can't really give you a replacement because they come around once a year. They don't obviously stock it all year round, so you just get your money back. So I can't fault Aldi with that. And next tool is coming up as a palm router. So I haven't used this one. This was from that independent shop not far from me. It's the Ferrix palm router. This was in store recently, £35, which in itself is not a bad price. It's about the same price as the Katsu that a lot of people like. Now, I paid £20 from this shop for this, and for £20 I didn't think I could go wrong with that. I am going to use it for some future projects, especially with the round over bits, so I can't really comment on how good it is. There are a couple of reviews already out there about this, but for 20 quid, if it doesn't do very good, I haven't lost much. But I am keen to give this a good run out. So you might have spotted the big box at the back. This is my bandsaw, the Work Zone bandsaw. This is possibly the greatest bargain that I've picked up. It was from Aldi itself. They hadn't sold it for quite some time. I only bought it about 6 months ago. I was in Aldi, and they must have just found it in the back somewhere, pulled it out. It must have been hiding, and I picked it up for £30. As soon as I saw the price, £30, I thought, you know what, that's coming straight into my trolley. It was a bit of a job sneaking it in, so the wife didn't see, but £30 bandsaw, brand new in a box. I don't think you will get anything like that anywhere, whether it's marketplace or not. It has got the price point sticker on, $79.99, so for 30 quid it's quite some saving. I do need a bandsaw. It definitely was something that I wanted to get when the workshop was up and running. I was just a bit premature buying this just because of the price point. So this is one of those Aldi specials where you go in with no intention of picking anything like that up, and it's there and you have to have it, whether it's a bandsaw or an inflatable canoe. You probably know what I mean. You've picked up these random things from Aldi. It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? But I'm keen to get it up and running. Probably do a bit of review on that as well, unboxing and review. Obviously it's Work Zone, so they probably won't bring this out again, and if they do, it will be under the Ferrex. This one is labelled Shepak as well, so Shepak probably do still sell this model. So we'll come to the last tool of my Aldi collection, and that's the Work Zone titanium miter saw. And the titanium side of it was when they branded that as their like premium range, painted it in red, but it is actually a Shepak miter saw. I bought this probably about 3 years ago. It was about £99. and I've used it for absolutely loads of projects actually. It's come in really handy. It took some time to get it cut in square, but it's absolutely rock solid. You can do all sorts of angles on it, different mitre cuts, and I've had no issues whatsoever. The only thing that I don't like about it, which is probably quite common with people with like small workshops, is just that the rails at the back stick out for the sliding mechanism. So it's probably going to be replaced shortly. I have been looking at the DeWalt 774, which has the integrated rails, which is going to give me some space saving. So I will be picking that up probably the next 6 months when my workshop's up and running. So keep an eye out for that. But that is the end of my Aldi tool collection. So the question is, are Aldi tools good or bad? Well, you can make your own assumption about that, but my opinion is they're absolutely fantastic. For a beginner like myself, they're absolutely superb. The price, you can't beat the price. I know that they're not going to be fantastic quality tools, or the performance, they're not going to perform some of the premium brands, but for the entry price that they come in at, the random special buys they have, you can pick up some absolutely brilliant bargains. And if it's a tool that you're a bit unsure about, the price that they come in, it's like, why not? What you're going to lose £15-20 for the tool, and you'll probably end up using it more than you expect, and that's the case with myself. I mean, I'm always looking for the Aldi brochure to see what in the next few weeks their tools are coming up at. So, I mean, overall, if in doubt, just stick to Aldi tools rather than spending the big money on a tool that you might not necessarily need. So that's the end of today's video, which is the Aldi tools. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. If you have, give me a like, and if you haven't already, I really would appreciate a subscribe. I've got loads more content coming on this channel. So thanks everyone for watching.